This is the Metal Queens podcast. I'm Steve Richards. Today we're joined by one of the most compelling voices rising out of the modern grunge underground, Sludge Mother, fresh off her haunting single Bloom, and she's got a bunch of other singles out too, which we'll talk about. Sludge Mother confronts greed, survival, and the illusion of progress with sludge-laden riffs and visceral honesty. Written alongside Tony of Dance with the Dead and Travis of Atreyu, with millions of views, an intense Midwest tour she just did with the Gins, and a new music video directed by DJ Bronner. Sludge Mother isn't just making noise, she is starting a movement. Happy to have Sludge Mother join me from that beautiful California sunrise, sunset zone.
Sunset, yes.
Opposite, yes. Beautiful sunshine anyway. Welcome to the Metal Queens podcast.
Thank you. What an introduction. I'm like, dang, I love that. I want that to wake me up in the morning.
Well, it's great to have you here. So we're going to start with Bloom. Bloom feels like an inward scream rather than an outward punch. What emotional space were you in when the song started taking shape?
A lot of devastation.
Mm.
I think there's a lot of anger at the world in the whole EP, but Bloom specifically was kind of me kind of falling into that anger instead of getting up and trying to fight. It was a little bit like, what are we going to do? It still has the essence of warning and being like, come on, we got to do something. But it is just an expression of like, shit, guys, like this feels bad. Um, and I think that is healthy to express, to be like, dang, this sucks, as long as you get up and you're like, but there's still faith. There's something we can do about it. And that was, I don't want a job after that. But Bloom was definitely, admittedly, just like melancholy at the state of the world.
Yeah, you've called Bloom a grungy existential plea. What was the moment where you realized this is what the song is really about?
I think I started with that feeling of being, well, I started with the feeling of devastation. And I think as I kept writing, it turned into more of like a warning and being like, I want to connect with my fellow humans that also are feeling this way. And hopefully we can connect and talk about this and express, and then thus something bigger comes out of it. But it definitely started with just the expression of sadness and turned into something bigger as I was writing the lyrics for sure.
Let me ask you about a couple of the other tracks you've released since Bloom. Antidote. What's the story behind that? Great video for
Thank you.
Antidote. Yeah, I love that video.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That video was like last minute, had a couple $100, bought dentist teeth off Amazon. We're
Yeah.
like, let's let it rip. But Antidote itself, you know, I was in a situation with someone that was trying to just like steal all my energy, try to use
Mhm.
me. Like I'm someone who I want to help people as much as I can. And sometimes you come along the energies that like will take and take and take. And I found myself in that situation and was so infuriated by it, being like, how can you just like not have any awareness that you're not giving anything in return? It just, I could not fathom it. So out of anger, I wrote this song in their perspective. So it's how I would imagine, obviously in a dramatized version, but how I would imagine their mind going. Being like, hey, you're looking kind of dull. Like, how could you do this to me? Like, you can't give me everything right now because I've sucked you dry. How could you do this to me? Give me everything. Give me everything. So those are the lyrics. And
To
it was, of
die,
course, very inspired by Nirvana.
yeah. To die is to
Yeah.
live. What's the story behind that one?
Oh man, that one is very special. I wrote that one alone. All the other songs I wrote with the incredible Tony Kim or Travis. And To Die is to Live, I wrote genuinely just as a trying to create my own like beacon of light in a really scary time to be alive. I was feeling like, wow, I feel like we're constantly getting bad news and it feels like the world is ending. It feels like everything is going sour. And I remember I called my mom and I was like, I'm freaking the fuck out. Like I feel like the world is ending. And she said, yes, but we've always felt this way and people have always felt this way and things have always been bad. And it kind of got my wheels turning of being like, what if this is life? Like struggling is part of the process. Not saying that the horrible things that are happening in the world is, because I think things are perhaps abnormally aggressive right now, but just in the sense of struggle and confusion of your place in the world and how to grow and survive. I think that is a thing that humans have felt for millennia, I would assume. So I wrote to die is to live as being as the meaning being like maybe this is living, maybe suffering is part of the job and
Mm.
maybe that's okay. That's why yeah, I talk about like maybe the old gods are jealous of us because it's probably just perfection up there and that's got to get boring. Um, yeah,
You mentioned your mom there. Was music big in
yeah.
your house growing up?
The very non-exciting answer is no.
Mm.
I am raised by two immigrants. They escaped socialist Poland and came here and became worked in the medical field. I don't know if you're familiar with growing up in an immigrant household, but it is a very survival, I guess, mentality. And thus, there wasn't a lot of art in the process. It was just like go, work, survive, bless their souls. They did everything to allow us to survive. But there wasn't that much place for art. I kind of found that on my own as my own necessary expression. But if there was records playing, it was probably Pink Floyd, Leonard Cohen, or Frank Sinatra.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You have cited Alice in Chains as a major inspiration here. What is it about 90s grunge that still feels, and you mentioned Nirvana too,
Yeah.
painfully relevant today?
Oh man. I mean, my favorite part about grunge is it's so raw. It feels
Mm.
just like a genuine expression of human angst and anguish. And especially now, I think, unfortunately, as it's come back to be more relevant because of the societal and political climate. I think that's partially what grunge was birthed from, a response to the political and social climate of the 90s, which I feel like is kind of repeating itself. So I think that makes it relevant, but I think that genuine like human expression will always be relevant. And I'm totally biased because I just love it so much. I don't know, it speaks to me very intensely. It's something like I just like bleed for 90s grunge and but I do think that human expression will always just be relevant.
You co-wrote Bloom with Tony and Travis, two artists from very different heavy worlds. What did they each bring to the table that surprised you, challenged you?
Yeah, both incredible musicians, incredible writers. Um, I kind of got thrown in a room with Travis and Tony as just like on a whim. I was searching for my writing partner. I was mainly writing alone. And my wonderful manager, DJ, uh, threw me to go hang out with them. And we ended up having incredible creative chemistry. And we wrote Bloom that first day that we hung out. Travis threw down some awesome riffs. I think the solo in there as well. And then Tony also just mainly the bass, guitar, all of the instrumentation. And then I wrote all the vocal parts. And that became kind of the pattern with me and Tony. He is a wizard with instrumentation. So I'll like start the guitar parts, send it to him. He'll flesh it out, send it back to me. And then I write all the vocal parts. And then we come together and perfect it.
Mhm. You
Yeah.
mentioned DJ, working with DJ Bronner again. How does that trust between artist and director change the final result?
Oh man. Well, DJ is a man of many talents. He wears so many hats. Genuinely, what a legend. He's my manager as well. So we already have that trust. Like I've worked with him for a while now, and he was kind enough to be willing to direct as well because he's also an incredible director. And I think that trust was built as we were filming because I don't know, music videos, you can have a vision and then you get on set and it does not come to
Mm.
fruition. But these music videos, like everyone really ate down. Like I was so happy how they turned out. The band came and did an incredible job, everyone on set. And of course, DJ like spearheading the whole thing, making sure everything was running and helping bringing our ideas to fruition.
Yeah, definitely check out the videos. You look like you're having a great time in those videos. They're
It
awesome.
was.
Yeah.
And every single music video we filmed has been filmed where I live. Like as I was saying in the beginning, independent artists, small budgets, you gotta figure out how to make it look interesting on a small budget. And DJ helped us do that for sure.
All right, Sludge Mother, where did that name come from? Why?
Oh man, I I always get comments being like, "You guys aren't a sludge band." Like, I never even thought about that when I chose the name because I chose it as a joke. I just thought it sounded cool. I was like 7 months of trying to find a band name. I was losing my mind. I was buying Bibles at thrift stores. I was buying random books, like flipping through it. I was like, please, some entity, like just give me a name because I'd think of something and it was taken. And it was like, I had lists and lists. So I was kind of giving up hope, but I was like, I want to start my Instagram. I want to, start building this community. So as a joke, I just made the username Your Sludge Mommy. And then I was like, wait, I think there's something here. And it was not taken. So Sludge Mother was birthed. And honestly, I love it. I'm so glad it accidentally came to be.
And it just stuck.
Yeah. And it just
Yeah.
stuck.
You did a Midwest tour recently with the Gins. How does Bloom translate in a live setting compared to your more aggressive tracks?
I love Bloom Live. I think it translates really well. It has like an eeriness that just works in a live setting. And we like to really play up that eerie atmosphere and intensity. I think, like I said, Bloom has a lot of anger and anguish. And I think the live setting allows us to just dig even harder into it, whether it's for me, vocally or guitars and drums just hitting harder. Um, yeah, that one, personally, if I may say, I think it translates really well live.
All right, we're going to do our lightning round of questions here.
Oh no, okay, all right.
First thing that comes to mind here, Sludge Mother. Coffee, energy drinks, or pure rage?
All I drink a lot of coffee and I have a lot of pure rage. So I'm gonna have to say both of those. And occasionally the energy drink if both of those aren't doing it for me.
All right, heavy riffs or haunting atmosphere?
Oh God, that's hard, but heavy riffs every day if I had to choose one.
All right, studio perfection or raw takes?
Come on now. I'm a grunge lover, raw takes.
All right, crowd surfing or stage staring intensity?
I have not crowd surfed yet, so I feel like a poser if I was to say that. Um, I do love staring at my crowds. I'd be hunting. I'd be eye contact. So that's my answer.
And finally, if Sludge Mother existed in the 90s grunge era, who do you think you'd be touring with?
Oh my gosh. Oh, now you got my head going in dreamland. I don't know. I would hope like some of the badass women of the grunge era, whether it's like L7, Bikini Kill,
Hmm.
Hole, the Jits, the Gits, but also, of course, if a girl may dream, Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Temple of the Dog, Screaming Trees, all of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
and what is coming up for you? More singles? Can we expect a new EP this year? And what about touring?
Yeah, I'm currently writing an album. So definitely will be singles towards the end of the year and then hopefully a full album by the top of next year. And as for touring, we are currently figuring that out, but I'm going to say yes. I'm going to throw it out in the ether that absolutely, yes, there'll be more touring.
And finally, when someone listens to Bloom alone, late at night, struggling to survive, what do you hope they take away from it?
Ooh, I mean, my answer may be a bit cheese, but it's honest that someone else is feeling the way you are, that you may feel overwhelmed and overcome with panic and fear of the state of the world, but there's someone else feeling that way and turning that into expression. And hopefully that means that person listening can transmute those feelings into other, whether it's connection or expression or whatever, or at least knowing that like you're not the only one feeling that way. And hey, a lot of people feeling this way hopefully means a lot of people then coming together to wanting to make things better.
She's Sludge Mother. Check out Bloom and the other singles, Antidote. Also, Machine, To Die Is to Live, and more. She's got a bunch out. Watch that official music video, too, and all of her videos. Turn it up loud. They are on all streaming platforms. And follow them on social media, too, for upcoming tour dates this year and an album, possibly, at the beginning of
Yes,
next year, too.
let's go.
Sludge Mother, thank you for joining me here on the Metal Queens podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
And thank you for watching and for listening to the Metal Queens podcast. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, write a review. I'm Steve Richards, and I will talk to you again next time.